Good morning, everyone, and welcome into MONTEITH Iowa. So this is the first RP video that we're going to be doing on here, and I think today is kind of going to be getting the farm set up. We got to buy some cattle, and we've got to we got to get some hay on the ground because they are going to need some hay, and I do not have any yet. So we're going to be pretty busy today. It rained just a couple days ago. The hay fields have dried out pretty good, but the crop fields are still pretty wet. So we're going to have to wait a little while before we can get into planting those, but that is what we need to do there. So I guess I'll give y'all a little bit of a farm tour here. I went ahead and stocked all the equipment. We've got a Case Steiger 620. We have a Kinsey disc here behind it. We just got done ripping up some of the fields, getting them all ready for planting. We have a John Deere 6M loader tractor. We also, of course, you've seen over here, we have the Kubota ATV. We also have this Chevrolet right here as well. If you run back here to the back, we have a Massey Ferguson on the feed wagon, on our Coon feed wagon here. It is a Massey Ferguson 690 two-wheel drive, just something to run the feed wagon. We didn't need a whole lot in order to do that. Over here we have the Kubota SL, let's see, it's the Kubota SVL 797-2 with a bucket and pallet forks. The plan for it is to use it for loading the feed wagon. We have us a nice bale trailer right here. We have a International chisel plow is what I call it. We have us a nice windrower and a Coon tedder right there. We have our header for our bean header for our combine down here. Over here we have our PJ trailer. We have our auger for our bins, and then we have a International 4786. It's an older tractor, but we still use it around the farm for some odds and ends. In here, we have a J&M grain cart along with a John Deere S790 combine. We have a folding corn head on it right now for storage. If you run over here into the other shed, we have a New Holland Discbine 313. And then we have a John Deere sprayer back over in here as well. And then heading back up to the main shop up here, we've got a few different tractors, sort of hay tractors and stuff for odds and ends around the farm, chore tractors. But that's what's back here. We'll run over here, like I was saying, and show you all that. And then I'll go up there and show you the pickup trucks as well. Of course, you saw these two tractors, but in here, we have a John Deere 1530, and then we also have a 7810 with a loader on it. These are sort of the older tractors of the farm. We're using it for some odds and ends every now and then. We have a Ford 8N, and then we also have a Farmall 140 small tractor as well. They're sort of like, the history behind them is they have kind of what started the farm way back a long time ago, and they're just sort of restored, and they're sitting here to rest. We use them for odds and ends, parades and such. Then we have our nice International cab over semi truck. We have us a nice Kinsey planter, and then back over here we have us a New Holland baler. So that is sort of the equipment rundown. The first thing we need to do here is we need to get this disc off of this tractor. We're done with it. I need to get it put away. I think for now I'm probably just going to put it down here in the grass area I have for storing stuff, because I don't want to put it in the shed yet because we need to move some stuff around and I need to switch some stuff around. So for right now, we're just going to drop it down here in this area somewhere, just to get it off of here so I can get this tractor cleaned up and put away. Because, well, today's main focus, I think, is probably going to be... Actually, I think I'll just put it right here. This looks like it'll work fairly well for the moment. Well, I'll end up moving it later and cleaning up around here and stuff. But we're gonna need to get some hay. We're gonna go down and buy some cows here in just a minute, and we're gonna need to have some hay for them. So that's gonna be probably the main focus. If you look right across the road over there, that's the hay field we're gonna be mowing. And I do believe, I don't know if I can actually fit this through here. Will it fit? I think I can. I think I can. Thanks, Skinny. Thanks, Skinny. If I think Skinny, I think I can do it. There we go. Alright, and we'll park this up right here. So I'm going to get everything hooked up for hay. Actually, I think we're going to be pulling the hay mower with our old International down here. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything hooked up like that for hay. So I will catch y'all back here in a little bit when I get all that figured out, set up, and we're ready to go mow some hay. Alright, everyone. So I've got this thing hooked up. It's our International 4786 we actually ended up taking the doors off of it a while back for a summer use because they just got this tractor doesn't have a very well AC cab on it, so we just took the doors off. It does have AC, it's just not a great one. We did get the New Holland hooked up. It's an overkill, I know, but I think it looks going to work out pretty well. We've got everything switched over. I did have to switch the PTO over from 1000 to 540 because this runs 540. And we got everything like that switched over. I just got it all greased up. So I guess we're going to head on over to the field and see if we can get started mowing. So I'm going to go ahead and get moved over there. So I will catch y'all back here in a little bit when we start mowing. Alright, everyone. We got over here and we got this thing set up. Everything seems to be working pretty good. This tractor, I think it's going to work good for mowing hay. It is a little bit big for the hay mower, but I think with the big tires and stuff, it just makes everything smoother. And it does take a lot of horse to pull this thing up a hill. And this tractor is not as big as you might think as well. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this mowed up, but I think I'm going to throw this in time lapse form for y'all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the time lapse.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5, happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Yeah, and you can keep your 9 to 5, cause I'm happy with the simple life. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life
All right, everyone. So we've got this field knocked out and mowed, and well, I want to go ahead and apologize for the camera angles. That was awful. I know. I don't know how it'll turn out in the time lapse, but on my end it looked awful. For some reason, I cannot zoom in or out, and I cannot figure out why. I hope to have that fixed before the next video. But yeah, I wanted to apologize for that because that was awful. That I hope it looks better in the time lapse than it did for me. But anyway, we've got this knocked out. This tractor worked good. You have to get used to the articulating for sure. Mowing, it's a bit different than when you're not used to it. But I like it. It works really good. It is a bit overpowered for this hay mower, but it works. So, and that's the main thing. I think I'm going to let it sit for a couple hours, and then I'm probably going to come back and tether it. And I think I'm going to use, this is probably going to be my baling tractor, so I think we're going to pull the loader off of this tractor and actually use it to tether. And then we may use that other tractor, or do I want to use this to rake? Either way, we're going to go pull the loader off. So I'm going to get some of this stuff swapped over and set up. So I will catch y'all back here in a few minutes when I get some of this done. Alright, everyone. So I got the loader pulled off this tractor, and I made the decision just to throw the tether on it. We'll probably end up raking with that tractor, although I'll probably leave the loader on it. I wanted to pull it off this one anyway because I don't figure I'm going to run a loader on this one all the time, only when I need a extra loader tractor. But with having this tractor with a loader and having a having this tractor with a loader, having a skid steer and all that, I don't think we need two loader tractors, so I just pulled the loader off of this one because we probably won't be running it. This tractor here, I'm going to run on the baler, but I think I'm going to wait to hook it up for a little while because I'm not going to need it for a little while, at least a couple of days, because it's going to take a little while to dry. So we're going to tether it here in a couple hours, and then probably here in 3 or 4 days we'll come back and rake it and bale it up. So I'll catch y'all back here in a little bit when it's time to start tethering. Alright, everyone, so it's been about 4 hours here since we mowed this, so I think I'm going to go on over here and start tethering it out before it gets too dark here. It will be, I want to have this done and it still have a couple hours of drying time, so we're going to go ahead and jump out the tractor here. And once again, I cannot fix the camera angles, so with that, I think I'm just going to tether this out. But I will catch y'all back whenever we get this all tethered and, well, move on to the next task for the day. So I'll catch y'all back when we get some of this done. Alright, everyone. So we're working on the last pass right here. We're kind of actually cleaning up a headland just a little bit that we need to get cleaned up. But we should be able to go ahead and stop, kick the tether off, wait for everything to stop, pick it up, and go ahead and get it folded up and take it back over to the farm. Because we have gotten this field tethered, so now it'll be about 3 3 to 4 days, and we should be able to come back and bale it, in theory, is my guess. So the next thing is I think I'm going to go ahead and unhook. Well, we'll leave this hooked up just in case we have to tether it again for some odd reason. I'll just park it right over here. And I think the next thing we're going to do today is see if we can't get some cattle bought. I'll probably have to get some hay bales from town, because it'll be a little while, or they should be okay on grass until I manage to get some hay for them. But I do want to start feeding them some total mixed ration before too long. So this is where we kind of got to figure out, do we want to run beef cattle or do we want to run dairy? I'm leaning towards running beef cattle. That's sort of my thoughts, is running beef cattle. So we're going to run up here and see kind of what we got in the little Kubota. And then there's also, I don't know if I showed y'all or not, but that pen way down there, we also own that. That came with the farm and the land, so we may actually get some cattle over there as well. But right here, I do believe we're going to see Angus is what we would go for beef cattle. These would be babies, so 6 months. 6 months. Green prune. I think we're going to go with these. These are about 6 months old, and we'll raise them up until they're ready to beef. So let's see. We'll go with we'll raise out probably about 50. You know what? Let's just do 60. 60 head. What is the max on this barn? Oh, we can do a lot more than that. We can get 135 in this barn. We'll do... You know what? Let's raise out 100. We'll do 100 head. We're going to go big or go home. Am I right? We're going to do 100 head here. So, there we go. We got the little calves jumping around. Now, these are smaller, but they're about 6 months old. And we'll raise them out until they're about 18 months. And then at 18 months, we will sell them for slaughter. So those are pretty cute little calves right there. But another thing I noticed is there's some red ones. Like I ordered all black ones. Before they would be all black. In this game, there are some different colored ones. So that's pretty cool. So we've got our cattle here. I don't think... I'm trying to think. I don't think we're going to do nothing over there for now, other than we could get some mamas. I think we'll go over and get a couple head of mamas. We're not going to do many. That way we can kind of self-sustain our operation. We can raise some, but we also buy some as well. So I will catch y'all back whenever we get over there. Alright, we made it over here. So these are going to be the cattle that, in theory, when the other ones get old as we're going to sell them. But we're going to go with the 18 months, the fully matured. That way they can, that way we can kind of have our own calves. So we're going to go with, let's see, how many we'll go with 60 head for right now. That's a pretty sustainable number. Is there anything else I need to get? Don't think so. Alright, we should be good there now. And you can look down here and see this is the age when they get 18 months. That's the age of which we will beef them. And they will have calves, and then that will replace the other ones. We'll probably wind up with some more at some point. But we've got our cows bought, and we have our hay down. We got it tethered. I'm trying to figure out what else we actually need to knock out today. It's still kind of wet to get out in the fields, so got to figure out what button to get back in my side-by-side. It's still kind of wet to get out in the fields planting, although that is something else we need to do. We got our hay on the ground. We got our cows bought. It wouldn't hurt to run to town and grab a bale or two for them. But we're going to have this ready pretty soon, so I think they should be sustainable on grass Although we are going to need some straw and silage bales as well. So I think that may be what we do. We may run to town and grab some hay and some silage and some stuff to make some TMR ration for the cattle. So I'm going to go ahead and get the hay trailer hooked up and everything like that so we can start doing that. So I'll catch y'all back when we get that done. Alright everyone, so well, we had a little bit of a change of plans. Instead of taking our bale trailer up to the co-op, up to the co-op to buy some bales, I actually had the co-op bring me in some bales on an 18-wheeler. So they brought in a couple of loads of each, a couple loads of hay bales, straw bales, and silage bales, because I figured we're not going to have enough right out of the gate starting this farm up. We're not going to have enough to support all the cows we bought. So we will be able to sustain them once we get going and we have the repetitive cycles of hay and straw and everything like that to make their TMR. Once we get into it and we have the repetitive cycles, we will make enough to feed them throughout the years. But getting started right out the gate, we wasn't going to have enough. So I went ahead and, like I said, bought some silage, some straw, and some hay bales. They're kind of stacked funny. It's an auto stack barn, so it kind of stacked them funny in my opinion. But this is the way it works, so that's what we're rolling with. So I think we're going to go ahead and get some feed in the cattle pen now. I'll go ahead and fire up the Massey Ferguson and show y'all the process of getting them fed now. Because if I'm not mistaken, if we go to animals, the total capacity, total mixed ration 100%, hay, silage, yeah. Okay, so we're going to mix it, the silage with the hay, and the straw, mix that all together, which makes TMR, and that's what we're going to feed these. That's what's going to feed them out. So I'm going to go over here, get everything set up, so I'll catch y'all back when we start mixing. Alright, so here's sort of my plan for mix and feed. We're going to use the skid steer, and of course with this barn we have to go up in here, and I have to find the spawn trigger point for it. I'm not actually sure where that's at. There it is, right here. And we'll go right here, we'll click this, we'll choose how many round bales, like hay. I think I want probably, I'm going to have it set me 4 out here to grab. And then, where do they go? Where's the other ones? Maybe I just set 2. Okay. Anyway, so my plan is we're going to use the skid steer to feed with. I'm going to drop the bucket off of it. Right over here, we're going to use the pallet fork, so that's the best thing I have right now. And we're just going to have the bales spawn. I know that's a little unrealistic. Typically you'd have to go in there and get them down and all that, but as of right now, this was the easiest way I knew to make it function properly. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the pallet fork. It's kind of like a bale spike because I do not have one and they work like one. We'll go ahead and raise it up, put it into the feed mixer. Oh, it typically helps if you actually put it in there. Tilt it down. There we go. Oh, come on, get out of there. There we go. It'll start mixing that up, and then I think it actually tells me we should be good there. And then I'm going to jump out and tell it to spawn me in some silage, just like so. Go over here, we want some silage, and I'm going to tell it I want 2 round bales of silage. And then while we're here, I'm also going to tell it I want, where's my straw? I'll tell it I want 2 bales of straw. I shouldn't have to use all this in the first run. This should just be sort of, this should keep me going for a while. So the next is, it should actually feed both barns in my personal opinion. We'll go ahead and throw us a nice silage bale in there. Just like so. I think I'm going to go out of cab view here so y'all can see. I know this is a little unrealistic in the role play, I'll probably most of the time just show y'all feeding just for the role play sake of it. And we'll go ahead and dump a straw bale in there. And it kind of looks like it needs some more silage, but it's not taking the straw bale. So let's see what we're working with here. And we are full, and it says it's forage, not TMR. What are we missing? I put silage in here. Alright, well, this is what we're going to run with anyhow. It says it's forage, so it should be halfway decent for them anyway. We'll go ahead and start right here. We'll come into here, start the unload auger, and then when it starts coming out, we'll just ease up through here, feeding just like so. I do like this feed wagon. I wish the capacity was a little bit higher on it, but I do really like this feed wagon. And then when we get to the end here, we'll just start backing up. And the scale actually works. I'm just now noticing that. The scale does actually work. I don't know if it's accurate, but it works. And then we'll pull back up just like so. And we are done. So let's see how much that actually filled them up. So that gives them... What am I looking at? 80% hay. So it must have given them this total capacity. Am I looking at the right thing? Here we go. Hay. Does we just give them hay? Which barn is this? They're both large cattle barns. Here's the 18 months. Here's the 6 months. These are the ones we just fed. So we just gave them straight hay, but they gave them silage too. Huh. Well, it'll be something for them to eat anyway. We'll go. That barn is fed. And because I'm going to feed them as often as I will, probably for video purposes, I'm not going to worry about giving them any more right now. But we are going to mix some up in order for the next barn. But I want to throw this mixing in time-lapse form for y'all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the time-lapse. Alright everyone, so we got these cows here fed, and I'm not sure how they expected you to turn around here. I'm just gonna... Goodness, that was a jump up that I was not expecting. What are we stuck on? Come on. Well, that was unexpected. I did not... I guess if I look, there is a pretty good sized dip there that I did not see. So I guess we're going to go back through the barn here, but we've got all the cows fed. Turns out I just didn't put enough silage in the other one for it to count as total mixed ration, but I did put enough in it for these. So that was my error, and I will try to do better because the total mixed ration is what they really need to... it's what gives them 100%, so that is what we need to be feeding them. That was my error, not the game. That was my error. But anyway, we've got most of our stuff done today. We've got chores done. We've got our cows fed. Got the hay mowed. We've got most of the stuff that we need done. We've actually have already got done today. We won't be able to bale for another couple of days. So I think that's probably going to be about it for this one. We're going to probably in the next video be trying to get up that hay and maybe starting planting. We may start planting and leave the hay for a little while longer. I'm not sure. We'll just see how everything goes. But with that, I think that's going to be about it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoy. And if you enjoy this type of content, we'll consider hitting the follow button and the like button, helping out the channel. I really appreciate it if you would. But with that, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.